Seven Souls is a successful Kickstarter game by Inside Up Games. It's a combination of slight deck builder, some resource management, and some conniving against your fellow Elder God players. Seven Souls has you step into the shoes of Elder Gods, where you try to wake up, collect power, and corrupt mortal souls so that you can become the biggest, baddest Eldritch God there ever was. But that is where the marketing, the box, and the reviews online differ from what my opinions are on this game. I played this game with two other friends who play a lot of board games, Spencer and Kevin. And we all three of us came away from this game with disappointment on our minds and frowns on our faces. The game itself wasn't that difficult to learn to play. We played in about 15 minutes. That's how long it took us to play. And to be honest with you, we liked the idea of gaining power through cards, tokens, and then using those cards and tokens to fight each other to become the biggest badass gods we could be. Except we kept on getting our asses kicked by all the investigators. This game does, in our opinion, after playing it, we have a hard time saying that we are Elder Gods because we keep on getting our butts kicked by mere mortals. So maybe this is what it's like to be all the monsters in the Call of Cthulhu games that I run, because usually the investigators win, and in this case, the investigators win a lot. So again, how the game is played is actually kind of simple. It's played through cards that are initiative trackers, and depending on the card that you play, you are allowed to grab certain resources via the different places in Arkham, and those resources will help you win the game either by victory points, by power that lets you fight other people or the investigators themselves, or by tokens that you can use to empower yourself so you can become a stronger god during your fights. The issues that we are having with this, however, is that, again, early game, we kept on getting our butts spanked by the investigators. And by the time we were powered up enough to fight the investigators using a card-based system where you grab a card from the eyeball, and then in a deck, playing cards out to see if you have a card that basically allows you to hit, as opposed to a death card which uses the Cthulhu logo, where you don't hit and nothing happens. We found it very difficult. And even late game, when I was using the strategy of getting as many cards as I could to hit hard, I could never beat the investigators, nor could I ever beat the other players. Now, that could just be my experience, but doing some research online on Board Game Geek and a couple other websites, other people are having the same issues I am, and Kevin and Spencer were having some distaste with this game as well, because all three went very different ways of trying to win the game. They went with empowerment and tokens and altars, which you can use to help win. And that one of them eventually won because they had enough corrupted souls to get altars, which gives them victory points. But they still didn't like the way the mechanics worked of the game. So with the mechanics being said, and fighting with a deck, kind of like War, if you remember the card game War, where you would draw cards out and try to beat the other player. That's kind of how you do combat in this game. It's actually exactly how you do combat in this game, as well as using initiative tracker cards to help you gain certain resources. We all left kind of, again, with a little bit of a frown on our face, and I asked the same questions that I asked them when we played Reign of Cthulhu, which you can see up here. First question I asked was, is this something that you'd put into your regular rotation? All three of us said no. I understand that this is subjective, and I'm sure that there are people out here who love this game. But from our experience, it is not something that we would want to play a lot more of. I will give it some more shots, but it's not something that I want to play regularly. I then asked, is this something that you would break out at a Halloween party? Again, I understand that not every Halloween party is a place where you would break out a board game. You have to have the right crowd. And all three of us said no. The amount of time it takes to try to explain this game, even though a lot of us had read the directions and we kind of knew how the game was supposed to play, trying to sit and figure it out kind of glazed over our eyes. And I don't expect people who don't necessarily love board games to be as enthusiastic to listen to the directions as we were. And finally, I asked, what would you pay for this? This goes roughly online for about $50. My FLGS does not have this game that I know of. Last time I was there I looked, did not see it. It goes roughly for $50 online, a couple different websites. I got it for free. So I said, would you get it on sale? Would you pay full price for it? And all of us basically said we would take it if it was free, but we wouldn't pay for it. I think one of us said that we would pay up to $5 for it. One of us even said that if we were given it for free, we wouldn't put it on our shelf. Again, harsh words, but that is just how we feel. Board Game Geek gave this a 7.0 out of 10, so apparently our thoughts aren't exactly lining up with most people's thoughts online for this, but that's okay. We're allowed to be different. If you do want to give this a shot and you want to try to be the Elder God yourself, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you guys very much for watching this October 2021 Halloween-themed horror board game. Stay tuned for the rest of our episodes on horror-themed gaming. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to game on.